This forecast is underwritten by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Mississippi. Smarter, better healthcare. More at bcbsms.com.
Warm and toasty weather across the state of Mississippi this weekend. We'll start a cooling trend by Monday. Some areas Monday only in the 60s. Clear as the night goes on and Tupelo, our low 50s. We're into the mid to upper 80s Saturday and Sunday with some sun. And then a front coming our way and our high on Monday closer to 70. Clear in the Vicksburg area for the wee hours of the morning, our low upper 50s. Highs are climbing from the upper 80s to near 90 this weekend. Our Monday high closer to 80. We're in the 70s on Tuesday. Hattiesburg clear through the night to low mid-50s, warming to the mid to upper 80s Saturday and Sunday with some sun. We are back into the 80s on Monday. I'm Jennifer Naramore. This is Think Radio.
Welcome to another edition of Friday Night Over the Lights. Russ Robinson along with George Broadstreet. Chris Saxon, our producers tonight. Todd Benny is on the phone. We're live from the Mississippi Public Broadcasting Studios, as we are every Friday night. The fair is in town in central Mississippi, and but a lot of football. And then we got a lot of teams off tonight. They're just it's kind of a carryover from that week 0. I'm not crazy about the week 0 right now. I can handle a Sprite 0, but not the football 0. But I don't know. It just kind of throws the whole season off for me.
Yeah, I think this is really the last week where there's a decent amount of open dates, and I think really everybody gets back into the district play, kind of full force next week, because this is week 8. You know, we normally go, 14, 15 weeks or so into the season. Total. So we're getting to we're the second half of it.
Man, it's flying.
More than halfway past.
Of course, we got a lot of guys going to be calling in tonight, but if you want to call in and give us your score tonight and a little bit about your game, we'd like to hear that. 877-672-7464 is our number here. It's toll free. You can call us and give us an update on your game. We got a big one going on over at MRA tonight as undefeated Hartfield taking on once defeated MRA. And at last report that I could gather, fourth quarter. Now you said MRA got a good lead, like 24-7. Yeah.
Hartfield came back, took the lead, 28-24. Last report I had, fourth quarter, MRA was ahead 38-28. But that's not final. So hopefully we'll be getting a final, pretty soon. It's after 10 o'clock, so hopefully we'll be getting one pretty soon.
All right, Chris, who do we have on?
We have Reed Vance.
Well, hey. I know we're going to get a final on this one because they played it last night.
That's right.
Good evening, Doctor.
Good evening, guys. How are y'all tonight?
We're good. What did you do with your Friday night?
Oh, I kicked back with a lazy boy, got my big orange cat in my lap, and we watched an old episode of Moonlighting with the wife.
Now that is a Friday night.
That's right. He has settled into married life. I like that. All right, you had a game last night, and it looks like the Vikings are back on track.
Yeah, it seems so. They beat Richland 27-6. They had a 7-6 lead at the halftime, and it was pretty sloppy for both teams. Both teams were kind of sluggish like a wet sponge. And then Richland really came out in the second half, and they couldn't do much. And that was because Warren Central just bullied them around in the second half. I think the big difference was that the Vikings really dedicated themselves to running the football between the tackles. They had a third-quarter drive that lasted, I think, about 80 yards, and every play, was a run right between the tackles. Aiden Greer just ate up so much yards on that drive. He had his best night as a Vikings powerful runner. And then they were able to seal it away with a couple of scores late. Jalen Winters had his first touchdown catch. Eric Collins had a couple of touchdown runs in the ball game. But really the story, which has been the story, I think, for the Vikings all season long, has been their defense. T.J. Qualls, their outstanding defensive tackle, had a big night. This is a team that's averaging 11 tackles for a loss per ball game.
Wow.
The first 6 games of the season. They spend a lot of time in the opponent's backfields, And I really think, I've said this on the show before, I think this is a team that can go a long way in the playoffs, and I think they will go as far as this defense will take them. And I think it's all clicking now.
Well, but then the question begs, do they have enough offense to get in that far into the playoffs?
Well, I think we saw a little bit of a strategic change last night with the dedication to running the football a little bit more and a little bit harder. Again, just kind of power football. And they were picking up 5, 6, 7, 8 yards a clip. Now, you can't do that against everybody. I understand that. It's going to get harder. In fact, I think probably Warren Central and Ridgeland have the inside track to being the top 2 teams in Region 2, 6A. Not a knock on anybody else. I just think that's probably the honest assessment of most people around.
Mm-hmm.
We'll find out next week whether that's the case. I think it's become an issue of can we be true to the running game? And if they can, they've got a couple of really good weapons in Aiden Greer and Eric Collins who have different skill sets. And, yeah, I think they can win some games in the playoffs.
Okay, well, this should be interesting. Who do they have next week?
They'll go across town to play Vicksburg next week. And so I think the Gators played they played tonight. They hosted Neshoba Central tonight. Don't know the score of that ball game, but they were looking for their first win. So it'll be Warren Central and Vicksburg next Friday night at Vicksburg High School.
It'll be interesting. I know you got a game tomorrow, right?
We do. The Choctaws, Mississippi College, will be hosting the West Alabama Tigers, Old Livingston University. It'll be a 2 o'clock kickoff at Robbins Nail Stadium.
The Old Livingston University. How about that? 2 o'clock start for tomorrow. Well, Reed, thank you for the call tonight.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Y'all have a good night.
All right.
You know, one thing he said about that 10 or 11 tackles per loss, you think about, on a high school game, how many plays do you get on offense? 50?
I was going to say 45 to 50.
45, 50, 55 maybe.
Yeah.
So that means like 1 out of every 4, 1 out of every 5 times the other team has the ball on a play, they're going to lose yardage. So that's pretty significant.
That is very significant. My question is, do they have the offense? I mean, the defense obviously is there. All right, Chris, who else we got?
Dave Shows. Well,
Dr.
hang on.
Dave.
Well, Dad, Gummit, hang on.
Did we lose him?
Is still.
He's still getting that internet,
He is still talking to
Ty Bailey.
Well, he's in that bunker.
Well, the
high
bunker
in the
got
mountains.
covered up.
Well, the bunker was fine. It's just the internet leading in there.
Was tough.
Yeah.
They hadn't that's a tough story up there.
Yeah, it really is not. It's not funny at all. That's a horrible situation.
And then Milton goes through Florida this week.
Yeah.
But since Dr. Dave was up in those mountains somewhere,
I mean,
he's experienced it firsthand.
Right, absolutely.
And some of the pictures that I've seen.
You ready for Dave?
Yeah,
Here he is.
Doctor, are you with us?
I'm here, sir. How are you?
Well, I'm probably better off than you are tonight, my friend. Our thoughts and prayers to everybody. I didn't know it had gotten toward Boone, but you guys got hit pretty hard.
My God, I mean, it's the last thing that I would have expected would, to live 3,000 feet above sea level and have a hurricane. It's just crazy.
It's nuts.
But yeah, we got hit pretty. The max winds that they measured were 87 miles an hour, the gust. I mean, that's 3 miles below a Category 2.
Yeah.
Just amazing. It is kind of crazy.
Have you been down? Well, I don't guess you've been out very, very far, have you?
No, I mean, I've gone out a little bit. I've gone into eastern Tennessee, and they've had some pretty bad damage as well. If you look at Avery County and Ashe County, and then if you look at the area, especially around Asheville, the ground dominates here. So Boone is 3,000 feet above sea level, but Asheville is 2,000 feet below sea level, and you can get an idea of where all the water went. We had 30 inches of rain, and it only went in, well, it didn't even go in just one direction, but it all went towards the west, and that's where they got the worst part of it.
Well, we're certainly glad that you're okay, glad that you got internet, and that the girls and wife doing well.
Everybody's good. Everybody's great. The university is going to go back to school October 17th. Hopefully the regular public schools will be back starting November. You're just trying to get our lives started back up again.
Wow.
And we're moving pretty well right now.
Well, we just wanted to get you on and let you know our thoughts and prayers are with you and your family and all the folks up there and in Carolina. And really thank you for all you do for us here on Friday Night Lights. You go to that website, and it gets pounded every week, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, and that's kind of one of the fun things is how long we've been doing this, Russ. I mean,
30, this is 35, I think, isn't it?
Oh, my God.
35.
I'm that old.
Yeah. Here's a news flash, Dave. You're old. But that's a long time, brother. But it's been a good, fun ride, and I hope we have many more years ahead of us in that area. And we just appreciate everything you do, my friend.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Hey, George, how you doing, buddy?
Dave, I'm doing great. And, I'm just, amazed listening to some of those stories. And I've talked to people that have been up in that area, and they're just, it's just kind of, we just don't have a full appreciation here for how much devastation actually has taken place. And, in Mississippi, we can take 12 inches of rain, and it'll kind of disperse itself, but not up in those mountains. It's just a different story.
No, because it isolates the problems, and even worse, it makes them stronger.
Right.
That's the worst part about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you take care, my friend. We got a lot of show left to go, but we will hopefully, when you're down this direction, you'll come in studio with us.
You bet. We'll do it, brother.
Thanks,
All right.
man.
Take care, buddy.
All right.
Thank you, Dave.
Dr. Dave Schaus. He handles our internet, or he handles our website for us.
Do you want to do some scores? Then we have 3 callers
Yes,
on
I
the
want to
phone.
get scores in, and then we'll take a break and then get to the callers.
All right, let me give you some scores. These are starting with some Thursday night scores. Gulfport beat Biloxi 21-7. It was Rosa Fort beating Independence 28-22. Noxapater edged Nanawaya 22-20. Also last night, Northwest Rankin defeated Pearl 13-7. Tupelo Christian Prep over Smithville 28-14. South Jones beat Provine 42-6. Those games were all last night. Games tonight. I don't think Harold's going to. Well, is it Mike or Harold? I can't remember.
Both of them, Mike's. No, it's Harold.
Harold.
Yeah.
Brandon defeated Petal tonight 45-10. So that game was played at Petal. I'm sure we'll get a report on that later on in the evening. Columbia beat Forest County AHS 24-6. Wayne County over East Central 19-7. Enterprise Clark shut out McLaurin 48-0. It was Brookhaven over Florence 32-14. Starkville played Germantown. Now, Germantown's had a great season so far. Starkville's taken a couple of losses. Starkville pounded Germantown tonight 42-0.
Ooh!
So
we'll get a call from Jared Schatz about that.
That's an impressive win. Jeff Davis County over Crystal Springs 46-7. It was Louisville beating Kosciuszko 38-7. Now this was one of the better games of the night at Tupelo. Early on, Madison Central had a lead, but Tupelo rallied in the end and won 28-23. So I think Madison Central had a pretty good lead at one point in time, but Tupelo found a way to win at home. McGee over Hazelhurst 42-6. Mantachie beat Alcorn Central 42-7. Ocean Springs won over D'Iberville 27-13. Picayune rallied to beat Pascagoula at home 38-28. Poplarville over Pass Christian 21-19. Purvis over Sumrall 14-10. Raleigh shut out Puckett 42-0. It was Macomb over Richland 48-14. Harrison Central beat St. Martin 20-16. South Pike all over Wilkinson County 58-6. It was Hancock edging West Harrison 21-20. Some games, MAIS games. Tri-County had no trouble with Clinton Christian 48-6. League Academy over East Rankin 68-13. Again, we gave you that fourth quarter score. MRA was beating Hartfield 38-28 at last report. Jackson Academy defeated Starkville Academy 38-13. This was a big game. Magnolia Heights beat Heritage 35-28. Jackson Prep, just down the street here, had no trouble with PCS, winning 56-10. And Lamar School beat Simpson tonight, 42-13. So that's what we've got right now.
Big win for Lamar over Simpson.
Yeah.
We're going to step aside, take a time out. Tonight's program made possible by the folks at Malone Roofing. These folks are more than just roofers, and with all the weather we've had.
Need a good roof. Man, you need a good roof.
Yeah. Roof is not a bad idea. That's Malone Roofers. They're more than just roofers. They're a part of your community. We'll be back with the calls. Stay with us on Friday night under the lights.
At Mississippi Public Broadcasting, we tell local stories that matter. Educational and entertaining television, radio, news, and podcasts. We have something for everyone. So tune in and enjoy all we have to offer. Every day, MPB. Your stories, our mission.
Hello, Mississippi. Did you know that the average student graduates college with $30,000 worth of debt? That amount of debt can delay major life milestones, including getting married, buying a home, and starting a family. But don't worry, we've got some good news for you tonight. College Savings Mississippi and Treasurer David McRae can help you reduce or eliminate that debt. Their plans are flexible and affordable. Start saving for as little as $25 today. Visit treasury.ms.gov/college savings to learn more.
People who come to Cricket stay with Cricket.
I volunteer at a bunny rescue, and with Cricket, my bill is consistent.
Wait, this is huge! A new offer, 5G for $15. You heard it here first. 5G plans starting at $15 a month. Smile, you're on Cricket.
If the money's yours, you should have it. That's why State Treasurer David McRae has returned a record $80 million in unclaimed money to Mississippians, and there's hundreds of millions more, maybe with your name on it. Check the list. Visit www.treasury.ms.gov and see if you have any of the unclaimed money. Each year, banks, utilities, businesses, brokers, and insurance companies turn over millions of dollars to the state because they're not sure who is entitled to the funds. Treasurer McRae has an entire unclaimed money staff waiting to take your claim and return your money. Check the list today. Treasury.ms.gov.
Commercial roofing, reliable and durable solutions for your business. Residential roofing, protecting your home with quality craftsmanship. Metal walls, custom designs for a modern look. Emergency services, rapid response to protect your property.
After a recent hailstorm, I needed a total roof replacement. I chose Malone Roofing for the job, and my new roof looks great.
Contact us today for a free inspection. Visit www.ecmalone.com or call 1-833-7-MALONE.
Welcome back to Friday Night Under the Lights. Russ Robinson along with George Broadstreet. And let's go to the telephone. And I believe up first
Mike Peterson
will be Mike Peterson, who is off tonight. Is that correct?
That's correct. We had a much-needed week off. And, really didn't know where I was going to go. Only had about 150 choices across the state of Mississippi.
That's right. So where did you wind up?
I wound up down there at Picayune-Pascagoula game tonight.
Good game.
It was a good game, but I'll let the Picayune caller discuss that. But I was just going to say, Tigers are 6-0. Had a much-needed week off. Hattiesburg is on fall break, and we will have homecoming next week versus Forest Hill. That will be our first region game due to Jim Hill playing independent. Everybody in Region 3, 6A gets an open date, and tonight was our open date.
Do you like that?
I do not like that.
I don't either.
When, open dates can be good or bad. You know, you need to kind of get some bumps and bruises healed up. But when you're 6-0 and you have that thing rolling, you want to keep playing.
Yeah, yeah. But like you say, I mean, if you got bumps and bruises, a week can mean a lot of healthy stuff. All right, so you guys are back into the district. You got the little brown jug, and so you've taken care of that business. Mike, there's a lot of people who think the Tiger's going to be around in December.
I certainly hope so. If we can continue to play how we're playing now, we've got a really good shot of playing late into to the end of November for sure.
All right, bud. Have a good week, and we'll talk to you next week, Mike. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Okay, we've got, hang on just a second. I'm not sure. Philip Palmertree.
Yeah, this is the hardest working guy in the industry.
You better believe it.
And I say that because I know you called a game last night that was a pretty good game. And then you got a game tonight. First of all, how did tonight's go?
Tonight I got the head start on the trip home. We had a running clock. Second half, Leak defeated East Rankin 68-13.
Wow.
And look, I just got to give you this stat line. Y'all just, you're going to think it's a bad connection. But quarterback George Wilcox, Leak's junior quarterback, played only the first and second quarters, didn't play in the second half. His passing stats on the night, 16 out of 16 for 370 yards and 7 touchdowns.
In a half. In a half. 16 for 16, pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. There's still guys running open right now.
Wow. Oh, since I got you, last night you had a good junior college game.
It really did. We were at Decatur last night. East Central Community College upset number 3 ranked, previously undefeated Gulf Coast in a big South Division ball game, 24-20, and that really turns that MAC Conference South Division upside down. It's really up for grabs now. East Central's, at 2-1, and so is the half game behind Gulf Coast, but have that tiebreaker. Of course, Jones and Colin are going to have something to say about who wins, but great win for Coach Jonathan Webster and the Warriors last night.
Well, I know that you're going to you're probably in the car now headed back home, so keep it between the lines, my friend. Get some rest this weekend because it'll start all over again next week.
It will, and hey, we got next week's MAIS 5A Game of the Year. Seems like 5A has a Game of the Year every week, but League goes to Lamar next week, so get ready for that one.
Yeah, and they got a win tonight, so it'll be a good one. Phil, thanks so much, my friend. Have a great weekend.
You're welcome. Take care.
Greg Flynn.
Well, Greg, I know you guys didn't play tonight. You played last night and lost that ball game. Tell me about the Pirates. Where are the Pearl Pirates right now?
Well, Russell, it's an elite defense, really an outstanding defense. They've only given up 15 points a game on average. Last night was 13, a touchdown and 2 field goals to Northwest Rankin. Really dominant defense, and that's why they have 3 of those guys that are going to be playing in the All-Star game.
Right.
2 of them in the Blackwell, 1 of them in the Mizal game. And the offense is still trying to find its way. It's just they cannot have any consistency. They can't sustain too many drives. Penalties knock them back. Turnover knocks them back. It's really been frustrating watching that offense try and get out of its own way. And that's the only thing holding them back right now. If they can put an offensive game plan together to sustain drives, this will be a very, very championship caliber team. But just not there yet. They haven't scored more than 22 points in a game, and that was against Ridgeland a couple of weeks ago before wrapping up non-conference play. So it's been an offensive struggle, but a defensive domination. Defense will keep them in every single game this year. You just hope that the offense can get on track and at least give that defense some rest, because as good as the defense is, if the offense is going 3 and out all the time, they're going to get tired.
It's a long night. That's right. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And give credit where credit is due. Devin Cooper's got Northwest Rankin playing pretty well right now.
They're a very good team. I mean, that was a very good high school football game last night. They have a very high-powered offense to the Cougars. And again, Pearl was able to limit them. They were bending but not breaking, and only gave up, 3 drives with points. Pearl was driving the ball going into the lead with about 1 minute and 26 seconds left, and then fumbled the football down at the Northwest 10-yard line. So it was right there for the taking, and it just was not meant to be for the Pirates. So they fall to 0-1 in region, and they will play Petal at home up here in Pearl next Friday.
Yeah, and Petal's not going to be in a real good mood either. They played Brandon tonight.
I'm hoping it's going to be 2 teams with in really bad moods. So
Imagine that, Greg. Thanks so much, my friend. We got to move, but thanks for giving us the update.
You got it, Russell.
Bye, guy.
Ty Boyles.
All right, Ty. I think this loss may have kicked you out of the playoffs. What do you think?
I think so, Russ.
Well, they just couldn't handle them tonight?
No, they were running the ball the whole time. We could not stop it.
What was the final on that game? Do you know, George?
Yeah, give
Talking
me a
about
second.
Crystal Springs.
Yeah, 46-7 is
Ooh.
what I've got.
Yeah, 46-7.
Jefferson Davis County. Jeff Davis County.
Jeff Davis County. Well, that's
Not
Jeff.
Jefferson, but
Yeah, that's a tough team to beat anytime that you're looking. So how much? What does that do to the Tigers as far as the rest? Do they have a mathematical chance at the playoffs?
probably not, because Seminary's 5-0, and if we beat Hazelhurst, we might get in the playoffs. I don't know.
Well, Hazelhurst lost tonight, so you got a shot. That's a big one that you got to win, though, and we'll see if the Tigers can do that. All right, big game tomorrow afternoon.
Yes.
So go ahead and let her rip.
Go! Look at horse! See, that's a homer!
Thanks, Ty. Enjoy your games tomorrow. All righty. Before we go to break, George, you got some updated scores?
We did get a final. MRA did win over Hartfield. 44-36 was the final. And that's the first game the Hartfield's lost in 2 years.
Yeah, they lost in 22.
So, so that's one. West Jones, the team that Prep beat last week, they got back on the winning track. They beat Terry tonight, 38-21. That was the final there. That game was played at Terry. Let's see if I get some other here.
I think Clinton was off tonight.
Yeah, Clinton was off tonight. Let me see if I can find another score that I have not given. Park Lane defeated Oak Forest 42-35. That's another score we just got in.
I like Park Lane's team. I've seen them.
Well, they're 7-2 now.
Yeah. Ron Rushing doing a great job down there at Park Lane. And I think one of their losses was to Prep, and I can't remember who the other one was too.
Yeah.
But they've got a good, solid team down there in the MAIS.
West Point defeated Corinth 42-7. I've not given you that one before.
West Point's had some tough non-conference games.
Yeah,
too.
they've had a tough schedule. A lot of these teams they just a really difficult non-district, and now when they come back around, they're playing in district games. I think you'll see a lot of them bounce back. Winona defeated Yazoo County 36-14. These are a couple of Thursday night games I had not given you earlier. Velma Jackson defeated McAdams 39-0. Velma Jackson is now 5-1. And also we talked to Reed earlier, but Warren Central defeated Ridgeland 27-6, and that was last night.
I also want to mention that if you're watching on Fanuddle.com or whatever you're watching on, I think we're on Roku and
That fire stick,
and
Matchbox or
Facebook,
whatever,
and YouTube.
YouTube.
You'll see the scores on the screen.
On the right side.
On the right side of the screen, and then also Chris has put together a collection of pictures of the people who we're talking to.
Yeah.
And so we're glad that they sent all of those in, and so now you'll know why they say we have a great face for radio.
Right. Well, an interesting cast of characters, no doubt.
Yes, no doubt. We're going to step aside, take a time out, remind you that tonight's show made possible by Cricket Wireless. They are everywhere in your community. Cricket Wireless is the main sponsor for the Crazy Eights, which will not have a report tonight because all the Crazy Eights are out for fall. But we do have a report from Dee Moyer about the big ball game coming up and the voting for the All-Star North and South extra player on the roster. So
fan favorite.
Fan favorite. Thank you, George. We'll take a time out, back in a moment.
At Mississippi Public Broadcasting, we tell local stories that matter. Educational and entertaining television, radio, news, and podcasts. We have something for everyone. So tune in and enjoy all we have to offer. Every day, MPB. Your stories, our mission.
I was paying too much money in 5G, and then my son suggested that I should try cricket. It was easy to switch.
And we love easy. Yeah! Smile, you're on cricket.
I was paying too much money in 5G, and then my son suggested that I should try cricket. It was easy to switch.
And we love easy. Yeah! Smile, you're on cricket.
Cricket has free Samsung Galaxy phones. Whoa! Free phone? That's 5G. And nationwide coverage.
Pretty good deal.
Smile, you're on cricket.
1 in 10 Mississippians has unclaimed money awaiting claim at the state treasury. There's literally hundreds of millions of dollars waiting to be united with the rightful owner. At www.treasury.ms.gov to search. You'll see your name and stake your claim by following these instructions. You'll be asked for some basic ID like a copy of your license or a government-issued ID, then hit send. Treasurer David McRae has a dedicated unclaimed money team awaiting your claim, ready to return your money. Don't wait. Look for your name and stake your claim today. www.treasury.ms.gov.
Cricket has free Samsung Galaxy phones? What?
Nationwide coverage and lightning fast 5G?
Smile, you're on cricket.
Mississippians love football, and our high schools in South Mississippi like Gulfport, Moss Point, and Ocean Springs stay connected with their students, parents, and community by live streaming events, including football through WSN Live. WSN Live provides your school with everything you need for professional and seamless live streams that are easy for students to run. And your fans can watch online from anywhere on any device. With WSN Live, your school gets the right gear, a rock-solid network, and game-time tech support. Learn more at WSNLive.com.
Welcome back to Friday night under the lights. Got a lot going. You know, a lot of the games are running late tonight. I don't know why, but MRA in Hartfield just got done, and we were supposed to have Joseph Craven into the slot. He'll get to us as soon as he gets all this stuff packed up. But they ran late, and I don't. You know, there were a lot of homecomings tonight. That makes it run late.
Yeah. Well, you know, and of course, you know, people throw the ball more now.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. I don't think a high school game ought to last 3 hours. But anyway,
how about that kid from Lee?
Yeah, 16%. The more impressive thing to me is you get 16 completions, but 7 of them go for scores. That's pretty
all
good
in the first half?
All in the first half? That's a pretty good percentage.
Wow.
Oh, well.
All right, let's go over the scores again while we're waiting on Jared Schatz to give us a call.
Okay. Well, let's go over some of these. Brandon defeated Petal tonight, 45-10. That's a significant win for Brandon for sure. Choctaw County beat Aberdeen 63-38. That sounds like your kind of game. Columbia over Forest County 24-6. Lumberton defeated East Marion 72-3. It was Enterprise Lincoln over Resurrection 41-21. Brookhaven defeated Florence, and that's Brookhaven's 5th win, 32-14. Was the final there. Starkville shut out Germantown. A little bit of a surprise at the margin of victory. 42-0 was the final.
That one does surprise me.
That's a statement by by Starkville.
By Starkville.
Itawamba AHS defeated Amory 19-14. Eupora over Jay-Z George 41-14. It was Tupelo rallying in the end to defeat Madison Central. I'd love to get a report on that game if we could from somebody. Tupelo is now 7-0. They won 28-23 over Madison Central, who's got a good team. McGee beat Hazelhurst tonight 42-6. And I think that, didn't Ty say that Crystal Springs played Hazelhurst next week?
Yes.
So both of those teams will be hungry for a victory.
win.
Mantachie over Alcorn Central 42-7. Ocean Springs beat D'Iberville 27-13. Picayune, now this was a good game. Picayune went in the game 4-2 against Pascagoula 4-1. The game was played at Picayune, and Picayune was behind until late, and they pulled away and won 38-28 over Pascagoula. Poplarville beat Pass Christian 21-19. It was Raleigh shutting out Puckett 42-0. Harrison Central defeated St. Martin 20-14. Macomb, who's having, they got their second win of the season. They beat Richland tonight, who's having a tough year.
Yeah.
But Macomb won 48-14. South Pike over Wilkinson County 58-6. It looks like your phone has arrived from Jackson Prep.
There we go.
You can always count on your friends to come through for you.
Thank you, Adam.
West Jones defeated Terry 38-21. Hancock over West Harrison 21-20. Wesson shut out Port Gibson 56-0. West Point big over Corinth 42-7. Winona beat Yazoo County 36-14. These are MAIS scores. Bowling Green over Centerville 29-21. Mentioned this one earlier. Tri-County won for the 8th time against no losses. They defeated Clinton Christian 48-6. Capaya defeated Greenville Christian 15-8. Leak over East Rankin 68-13. Mentioned probably the biggest game in the state tonight. MRA at home defeated Hartfield 44-36. That's the first game that Hartfield's lost since the year 2022. So a long time. Jackson Academy over Starkville. Starkville Academy 38-13. Magnolia Heights 35. Heritage 28. It was Marshall Academy over Carroll Academy 19-0. Park Lane defeated Oak Forest 42-35. Jackson Prep won for the 8th time, again against no losses. They defeated PCS 56-10. Lamar School is now 5-3. They defeated Simpson tonight 42-13. Central Hines over Winston 39-27. A couple of 8-man scores. Calhoun Academy defeated Marvel 48-8. And it was Tallulah over Prentice Christian 32-24. So that's all we have at the moment.
I got one here.
Okay, go ahead and give me.
William called that one in. It was Columbia Academy tonight beating St. Aloysius.
28-0.
28-0. Okay,
good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I got a text from Jared Schatz, who said he had terrible cell phone reception. Said he'll call when he gets near civilization again.
He's in Madison. I mean, for crying out loud, he's going to get more civilized than that.
Isn't that what that big pine tree is out there that's got a cell tower?
Yeah. Gee.
Do we have anybody, Chris?
We do. There we go. We have Joseph Craven.
Oh, a worn out Joseph Craven. Good evening, sir.
Oh, hey guys! No, I'm just kidding. Yes, it was. Wow! Yes, there was a whole lot to talk about from that ball game for sure.
I was keeping an eye on it, as you know, and you guys do a great job, by the way, on the broadcast. And it looked like early that the Hawks were having a hard time in the secondary keeping those wideouts in check, but they got the field goal, 39-yarder at the half. You just had that feeling. Hartfield was holding back a little bit.
Well, we've talked about it, I think, on some of the shows previously. I know that me and my broadcast partner, Jarrett Myers, have talked about it on our broadcast. But, you have a big hill you have to overcome when you don't have a huge amount of competition, and then all of a sudden you have probably your biggest competition, right? MRA is a battle-tested team. Matchups against Pulaski, matchups against Oak Grove. Really, really solid team that has a little bit more of that experience in those hard-fought contests. And, Hartfield to this point has had a whole lot of blowouts and has been able to do a lot, but the backups have played more snaps than the starters had coming into this game. And when you have something like that, you kind of wonder, okay, we're going to be able to step up. We're going to be able to come out ready, come out swinging. And we saw tonight, MRA was the team that took advantage of that. It was a 21-0 early lead for the Patriots. Hartfield did a good job fighting back to cut it to 21-14 before MRA hit that field goal. And then in the second half, Hartfield took a lead. One lead in the ball game. The Patriots answered quickly and then, took over from there. But yeah, it was a lot of it comes down to the fact that Hartfield up to that point had not necessarily faced tough competition. MRA looked like the more prepared team, especially at the start of the game.
When you took the lead, Joseph, how did you do it? I mean, talk to me about your backfield.
So the backfield was honestly largely shut down. KD Ketchings, the running back, who's been doing a great job so far in the season, taking the reins from, of course, a 2,000-yard rusher from last season. KD's been looking the part. He's been doing well. But tonight the Patriots did a good job of mitigating the run game. A lot of the Hartfield scores came off of screenplays to outstanding athletes like Kinsey West and Braylon Womack, who are future Division I, SEC, if not elsewhere, stars. I think that these guys are just outstanding. So the Hawks had to get a little bit creative, a lot of screens. One of the touchdowns even came from Kinsey West throwing a touchdown pass on a little jet sweep. Yeah, so I had to pull out a little trickeration just to get some momentum. That was the one that I think cut the lead to 7 in the first half. So the go-ahead score was on a screen later on. Huge play, but, that MRA just did a good job executing offensively to take the lead right back. And I'll be honest with you guys, I said this on the broadcast, this was a great game. This was a very exciting game. It was a very fun game, especially to call. It was not most of the time necessarily always good football. Both teams, I think, had moments in which their secondaries fell apart some. Safety play might have been questioned for both teams. I think I'd be surprised, and I'm sure if John Weaver calls in later on, maybe he can correct me on this. But I'm willing to bet the MRA coaches get done with that game, look at it and say, hey, we celebrate the victory, but if we want to compete for a championship, we have things to clean up as well. Because I know that's what Hartfield coaches are saying right now.
Well, and you could be looking at the preview of that game anyway, a lot of people would think. And it didn't get any easier, as you said last week. You get in to this part of the season, you're playing the upper echelon of that division, and next week you get prep.
Yep, exactly. So the Hartfield has to learn quickly. Don't have the luxury of being able to take a lick here and then try to fix some things quickly. No. Have to bring in the other championship contender in what we think is a 3-horse race, so far.
Right.
When prep comes out to, Community Make Field.
next week, and I'll go ahead and let you know I'll have a Chick-fil-A sandwich saved for you whenever you show up.
That's my man.
Got you, Ted.
And you've got a nice brand new press box.
We do. Very fortunate that the city of Flowood has just kind of blown up in recent years, right?
Right.
Hartfield has benefited from that. We were able to build a brand new junior high this year, so a huge, beautiful new building there for our students. And something we were able to tack into that was tearing down the old concrete bleachers, putting up brand new grandstand, putting up a brand new press box that I sometimes just take a sleeping bag up there and stay there overnight. It's so good.
Well, I tell you, I know you're going to go home tonight and get your rest. I certainly hope you do. And I will look forward to seeing you next week. And, of course, we'll have you on the show next week as well.
Yeah, always good to see you, my friend.
Thank you, Joseph.
Can't wait.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, going to step out of here, and when we come back, we'll go back to the phones. We'll also have some scores that have come in, so keep it right here. Friday Night Under the Lights continues from Mississippi Public Broadcasting Studios in a moment.
At Mississippi Public Broadcasting, we tell local stories that matter. Educational and entertaining television, radio, news, and podcasts. We have something for everyone. So tune in and enjoy all we have to offer every day. MPB, your stories, our mission.
Mississippi football families, have you thought about how you're going to tackle student loan debt? Don't do it on your own. Pass the ball to State Treasurer David McRae and his College Savings Mississippi team today. With College Savings Mississippi, you can lock in today's tuition rate, prepay college, and avoid student loan debt altogether. Don't let your finances get sacked because you didn't invest in your child's education. Visit treasury.ms.gov/college savings to learn more today. See your name and file your claim. Even the smallest counties in Mississippi usually have thousands of people whose names are on the unclaimed money list at the Mississippi State Treasury. That's right. Many counties even have tens of thousands of names listed, totaling tens of millions in unclaimed dollars. Since he's been state treasurer, David McRae has returned a record $80 million to Mississippians who've searched the list, found their names, and staked their claim. About 1 in 10 Mississippians have unclaimed money, and that's why you should check www.treasury.ms.gov or click on Unclaimed Money and search today. If you see your name, file your claim. If it's your money, Treasurer David McRae will get it back to you.
I was spending too much money in 5G, and then my son suggested that I should try cricket. It was easy to switch.
And we love easy. Yeah! Smile, you're on cricket.
I was spending too much money in 5G, and then my son suggested that I should try cricket. It was easy to switch.
And we love easy. Yeah! Smile, you're on cricket.
Cricket has free Samsung Galaxy phones. Free phone? That's 5G. And nationwide coverage.
Pretty good deal.
Smile, you're on cricket.
Welcome back to Friday Night Under the Lights on this 8th week out of 15. So we're at the halfway point, clipping right along, and still waiting on Jared Schott's call. Who are we going to lead with?
Well, Jake's back on the
Jake,
phone.
all right, let's go back.
So, hang on just a second. He's still
talking to Ty.
Ty, you know how Ty has some great conversations.
Yeah, Ty's a little long-winded.
He's telling Jake, keep that report to about 3 minutes, and Jake's going, oh, yeah. While they're talking, you got a score you want to throw in there?
Yeah, I've got a couple more, and this is a game of some significance. Cleveland Central is undefeated. They defeated Canton 14-12 tonight. Canton had lost only once, so Cleveland Central won that game 14-12. Charleston beat Riverside 52-6. Boonville edged Belmont 21-20. So those are some scores that we have not given you earlier.
All right, here's Jake. Hey, there's Jake Wembley of the Brandon Bulldogs. Another night at the office for you guys.
The other night at the office, Russ, Sam Williams and his staff, and I appreciate y'all having us in tonight, is me and Prairie Green head back up 49 North. Russ, you drove this so many times, you know how it is. So
yes.
It's like a NASCAR vid coming back up.
That's right.
But, hey, speaking of NASCAR, Brandon was out running tonight. Hey, look, you got to credit Marcus Boyles. He's got a really good squad down there. They're going to be in contention for a playoff spot in Region 3-7A. 3 really good running backs they had on the field tonight. A really great crowd, great atmosphere as always at Petal. But, Brandon, they've done some things over the last several weeks. After that Clinton loss, that 65-62 shootout in Week 3, really just have grown up in a lot of spots. And people forget this is still a young football team and a lot of position units for Brandon. And sophomore quarterback, sophomore running back, sophomore linebackers, sophomore defensive, a lot of young guys. And they're really figuring it out tonight, Russ. They scored it from all sides of the ball. Slayton Shack threw a touchdown pass to Quincy Phillips Jr. Jacob Chancellor, another quarterback, threw touchdown to Tyson Robinson. Tyson Robinson scored 2 rush touchdowns. They had a pick six. Lahari Bowles, a 46-yard or 47-yard interception return, kicked a 48-yard field goal. So Brandon playing well at all phases of the game, and just, typical Sam Williams fashion, just fast, getting after it. And now we head back to the house. By the time we get to Bulldog Stadium next Friday, it'll be a month since we've been back there. Trips to, Petal, off week, down to Gulfport, and kind of moving down this thing. So head back home and take on our good friends Oak Grove next Friday night.
Yeah, and there's a lot of folks that feel that Oak Grove's got a young football team too, and they're having their struggles. But I had a chance to talk to Quincy Phillips at the All-Star press conference. Really fine young man, and enjoyed talking with him.
Oh, he's such a great kid, and look, a leader on this football team. He's committed to Northeast Mississippi Community College. And he really does it all for Brandon. I mean, he's a kick returner, punt returner. He can line up in slot. I mean, he's going to end up with a record for receptions at Brandon, as far as an all-time receptions leader. Broke Jonathan Mingo's single-season record last year, somewhere close to 80 catches. He's well on his way, to be in the 60-70 range this year. Just a fine young man. He can play running back. He can even line up. You'll see him in the playoffs, too. He'll line up at defensive back. So Quincy Phillips, he is a do-it-all guy for Brandon.
Well, I as you say, I know that track that you're on right now very, very well. So slow down and be safe, and have a great weekend, and we'll look forward to talking to you next week.
Absolutely, guys. You guys take care. Have a great rest of the show.
All righty. Thanks, buddy. Jake Wimberly, voice of the Brandon Bulldogs.
Caleb Hamill.
Caleb, where did you wind up tonight?
All right, boys. We were at Northeast Jones taking on Quitman tonight. But I tell you what, we did have our eyes over on West Jones and Terry. And by the way, Tootie Lindsay operated at quarterback for a couple of those drives.
Really? So he must be kind of getting over his injury?
Just a little bit. It was always a kind of a partial UCL tear is kind of what we were told. And with that, kind of nursing it back to health. They originally said maybe about 6 weeks before they wanted him throwing, but he reared back and threw a couple times tonight. So we'll see if that, is still the case, and he'll continue to move forward as we tick down the weeks left in the season.
Well, and Caleb, Terry's got a pretty good football team over there.
They do. I mean, it made it a good ball game, and now Tootie checked out, at some point in the first half, and Hudson Pierce, who you saw last week at prep, finished out the rest of the ball game and held the fort. Elijah Jones had a great bounce-back game as well in that one. But let me tell you a little bit about this Northeast Jones and Quitman game.
Okay.
This one was an absolute barn burner right down to the finish. I'll go ahead and spoil it. The Northeast won 34-33.
Ooh.
So this is one where Quitman, talented running back, and Kylan Deere, who also operated at quarterback at times tonight. Just a great overall athlete. something that Quitman's doing right now, and I'm really wondering if this is something Alabama has asked them to do, didn't really play the first quarter. Or maybe played for a couple plays, and that was all. But it did not start in the game and then found his way to the field and made a difference once he got out there. But in this one, what it came down to were special teams. Quitman missed 3 extra points and atoned for one with a 2-point conversion. But Quitman goes up with about 2 minutes left to go in the game, missed the extra point, so it's just a 6-point game, 33-27. Northeast drives the length of the field for about 71 yards and get a touchdown extra point to go in front with 30 seconds left and get a game-winning interception to seal it.
Oh, man. Those are exciting to call, aren't they?
Oh, also, and to throw in a 54-yard field goal that was a middle-of-the-game tying point as well.
54?
There was just no 54. Caden Paget, the Northeast Jones kicker there, knocking in that one.
Good grief. That's got to be some kind of record.
Repeat the final score on that one again, Northeast Jones.
34 to 33.
34-33. Okay.
All right, Caleb, we got to run, but I do appreciate a look at both of those games, and certainly hope that you have a good weekend, and we'll talk to you next week right here.
We'll do, and we'll have Northeast at Forest next week. Look forward to
Northeast, okay. We'll look forward to hearing from you. Thank you, man.
Thanks.
I got a couple of scores I can throw in here, Russ.
And then we'll go to Tommy Barnett.
Yeah, Gaucher defeated Van Cleve 47-14. George County won over Long Beach 48-13. So those and Grenada defeated Lake Cormorant 27-21.
Grenada's having a good season. All right, Tommy Barnett from the J.A. Raiders. You picked up a win tonight.
Really good, Russ. It was homecoming, actually, at Starkville Academy, and they kind of got off to a bang. Opening kickoff, they took it back to the house, 91 yards.
Ooh.
But luckily, the Raiders answered pretty quickly. Offense really rolled again tonight, Russ. Almost 600 yards. Total offense. Over 250 apiece on the ground and through the air. Pruitt James, I think right at 80% completion percentage tonight. 2 touchdowns, almost 280 yards. Played really well. Defense played really well. 38-13 was the final. And J.A. actually had almost 35 minutes of time of possession tonight, Russ.
It's a short homecoming.
Yeah, that's what's called break the clock. We got the ball back up 38-13 with 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. And the game ended on the Starkville Academy 6-yard line, Jay taking a knee.
Oh, no, that's class. That's class.
Yeah, I mean, drove the whole length of the field, but, never want to show up somebody like that.
No.
Took the knee. But a good win for the Raiders to bounce back in the conference play next week against MRA at the Brickyard. And looks like Herbert's got the boys rolling again this year.
Yeah, he does. I got to ask you, Tommy, because you've been around this thing a long time, is this a 4-horse race?
No, it's 3.
3, you think?
Jay's still a year away.
Yeah, I know they've got a lot of talented players, especially on that D-line.
Yeah.
But apparently you guys did the job tonight, and we'll see how you fare next week against MRA. And be careful. That's a little jaunt back home for you tonight.
All right, Russ. We'll talk to you soon, buddy.
Thanks, Tommy. Tommy Barnett on the J.A. Raider Network. We are going to step aside, take a timeout. Got a whole lot coming up in the second half. George will go over all the scores that we have, and then we'll take your calls here on Friday night Under the Lights, made possible tonight by Impact Mississippi. We'll be back.
At Mississippi Public Broadcasting, We tell local stories that matter. Educational and entertaining television, radio, news, and podcasts. We have something for everyone. So tune in and enjoy all we have to offer every day. MPB, your stories, our mission.
Commercial roofing, reliable and durable solutions for your business. Residential roofing, protecting your home with quality craftsmanship. Metal walls, custom designs for a modern look. Emergency services, rapid response to protect your property.
After a recent hailstorm, I needed a total roof replacement. I chose Malone Roofing for the job, and my new roof looks great.
Contact us today for a free inspection. Visit www.ecmalone.com or call 1-833-7-MALONE.
People who come to Cricket stay with Cricket.
I volunteer at a bunny rescue, and with Cricket, my bill is consistent.
Wait, this is huge! A new offer, 5G for 15. You heard it here first. 5G plans starting at $15 a month. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Hello, Mississippi. Did you know that the average student graduates college with $30,000 worth of debt? That amount of debt can delay major life milestones, including getting married, buying a home, and starting a family. But don't worry, we've got some good news for you tonight. College Savings Mississippi and Treasurer David McRae can help you reduce or eliminate that debt. Their plans are flexible and affordable. Start saving for as little as $25 today. Visit treasury.ms.gov/college savings to learn more.
People who come to Cricket stay with Cricket.
Cricket gives me the coverage I need at a really fair price.
Stop, stop, stop! This came all the way from the top. New offer, 5G plan starting at $15 a month. Let's go! Smile, you're on Cricket.
Welcome back to Friday Night Under the Lights. Russ Robinson along with George Broadstreet, Chris Saxton, our producer tonight, Ty Bailey on the telephone, and a lot of folks listening and watching in tonight. And you'll notice the scores scroll down the right side of the screen there. And by the way, Dr. Dave is up in North Carolina, survived all that up there. And Will the Thrill getting the scores into George. And so all of us just kind of working together to get this done and make sure that everybody knows what's going on in the state of Mississippi tonight.
Yeah. It's a lot different than it used to be. You remember when you used to have a bunch of guys on the phones and they were calling around trying to find the scores and stuff like that?
Yes.
So, yeah, I mean, that was back in the
old days.
Dark ages.
All right, Chris, who do we have?
Ray Coleman.
Hey, Sugar Ray. We were off tonight, but I want to know, we talked at the beginning of the season and said if you could get through this non-conference schedule, you'd have a shot at playing in November. Is that still true to form?
It is, man. It is. I think these young men have learned something about themselves. They're talented, and they found that out. They've also found out that they're not so talented that they can't show up and play their best game. So they found that out the hard way a couple of times by facing Grenada and South Panola, losing a close one on the road early on in the season versus Northwest. But they had, a shootout versus Brandon where they set like a record, man, for 65-62 in that game, which was an amazing game early on in the season. We're on the bye week this week, obviously, and then you go into that murderer's row of Region 2-7A, starting off with Starkville. Starkville may not be the Starkville of old, but they're still Starkville, so we'll see what happens.
Well, they got a big win tonight, Starkville did. I want to get your take. Do you like this fall break thing?
Yeah, I do personally, just because it kind of gives me a break to reset my wheels, take my family on vacation. For my son, he attends Clinton Park Elementary, so it's 2 weeks off for them with the year-round scheduling that they have in Clinton Public Schools. I think for the young men on the football team, though, it gives them an opportunity, man, to have a true bye week. When you're being out of school, yeah, you have practice, but it gives your body a chance to reset. And Lord knows they need it, man, with the region they play in. Everybody gets to some hard-fought matches.
You're not kidding. When you said you take your family on vacation, how is Hawaii this time of year?
I wouldn't know, man. That's a little bit out of my budget. I can tell you how the great state of Georgia is doing right now. And the great state of Alabama. I was able to take my kids and my wife on a couple of stops along that route, man. So it's been good. We're back at home tonight. It's been fun, but definitely ready to get back to high school football, man, see what it has to offer as regional play starts.
Good enough, Ray. Thanks a lot. We'll look forward to hearing from you next week.
Yeah, man. Hope y'all tune in. Good thing as always.
All righty. Bye-bye.
You know, a lot of well, not a lot. I mean, there's a good number of the schools around the state that have gone to kind of that quarter schedule.
Yeah.
And I will tell you this, the teachers love it.
Really?
The teachers.
I was wondering if
Oh,
they
yeah. I've talked to some of the teachers, and they just absolutely love it. But, you know, it's kind of weird. It's hard to get used to because, I know they actually attend school more, but it seems like they're off all the time.
It does.
It's just really weird.
You know, I mean, then I guess the Christmas holidays are the same.
Yeah, it's just, that's the same. It's these mid kind of just,
mid-fall, mid-spring.
Mid-fall, mid-spring, and, they kind of, they still get spring break and everything else. I mean, it's just weird, but they seem to like it, and there's a lot that goes into it. But anyway, it's interesting.
From a football standpoint, it's kind of tough.
That's the still.
So we got Chris
Harold from Talking About Pebble.
Harold, Jake Wimberly just gave you guys a big compliment. He said you got 3 running backs down there for the Panthers that can play.
Hey, buddy, and he's right now. I'm gonna give him one back. He's got 2 big quarterbacks up there, but he's got a running back that look excellent. I'm telling you, Brandon looked excellent, and like Jake said, yeah, we're gonna come back fighting strong. I believe that coaching staff over at Petal right now, my friend, is something else. I mean, he's got that winning momentum developed in these kids. They get out there, they work, they do the best they can. You can feel that, Russ, in that atmosphere when they're doing the pedal walk like they did tonight. You can see, look in their eyes, that they want to win a ball game.
Uh-huh.
There are some kids on there that are playing their hearts out. I mean, we have got an excellent staff of people with Wendy and everybody. Everybody in this city, I'm complimenting on it because I've been here for 45 years. I know this area has got a winning tradition. It's there, and we've come a long way since last year. I mean, we got whipped last year bad by Brandon, but this is another thing. I'm looking at this. We got a good Pearl team next week at Pearl. They're gonna play football.
Yep.
But I don't think this team is gonna just lay down and die. This team in Petal is gonna give it 100% every day because of the man that's behind them, and that's Marcus Boyles.
That's right.
I tell you, you put a team together behind Marcus like he's done, the way he played coached at Wayne Academy and did what he did there. I mean, not Wayne. I mean, at Wayne County.
Wayne County.
Then he comes here, and then he goes to Meridian, but he comes back here. But the heart and everything is in what Marcus Boyles does for that program and what he does at his with the church, with the way his leadership is. This is me talking. I don't know what else to say about the ball club except these boys are playing their best for Marcus Boyles. You got a 2-quarterback system in there. You've got 3 good running backs. I'm going to tell you something. They're going to fight. They're going to fight to the end.
And don't be surprised, Harold, now if they slip into this playoff picture.
It could happen because, see, we got Pearl, then we got Meridian. We got it down the line. So, I was looking, and Russ, I was looking tonight at that Coast Division. I thought that Harrison Central and Ocean Springs was going to die, and all of a sudden, those 2 teams are right there with Gulfport.
Yep, you're right.
I'm telling you guys, the 7A class region is something.
It's wide open. It's wide open.
Well, and I'm going to tell you something about it, too. I would love not to put this against us. I would love to see, like, Hattiesburg or Laurel be in our class or something to really put something in there. But I know it's laughing about it, but guys, it's unreal what's going on with the talent here in Mississippi. with Tupelo almost losing tonight, the number one team.
Yeah.
You know, and then MRA pulling off.
Yeah.
There are some quality ball clubs in this state that could be at M.M. Roberts Stadium come December.
Oh, you're exactly right. And you know what? You're going to see a lot of these kids play in the Miss Al game and in the Bernard Blackwell game. Go see a bunch of these kids. I talked to some of the kids that came up to the press conference from Petal. I mean, one of them was about 3 or 4 inches taller than I was, about 100 pounds heavier. He was stretching that jersey. I'm going, my goodness, this boy's big. But you know, Jake thinks you got a shot into the playoffs. He was really impressed. As you know, I get a bunch of pictures taken over the years, obviously, for what I do. One of my prides is I'm standing right by that Panther that's coming out of that. I'm standing right by him, rubbing his head.
Hey, Chris says you got a collection coming. Well, Ty and I talked about I'm going to try to get him one and send up there. Don't y'all laugh about it now when I send you a picture.
Okay.
Knowing you, Russ, knowing you, though, you probably going to be laughing, buddy. But, you know. But I'm telling you guys, it's something for me to get to call in to do this for the Petal Panthers. I wish some other area schools would say, hey, I wish Harold could do that for us. You know, I mean, I don't know what else I could do. I mean, I tell the truth. To me, that staff out there is one of the finest.
Yep.
The school superintendent, Matt Dillon, Robert, his staff, all his principals, everybody. They are well loved by the people of Petal, Mississippi. And I'm going to tell you, it is something else to be here.
And I'm telling you now, Harold, wait 10 years. You got a couple of them coming. So you just keep an eye out for them.
Hey, I'll tell you what. I can't wait. I can't wait. But guess what? I've got one in the 8th grade.
Oh.
That's my nephew that I went to see him play last night. He is going to be something. So, hey, I got another probably, if God lets me live that long, I got another 4 years out there with him. So, hey, you ain't getting rid of me, I hope. Not anytime soon.
I hope not, Harold. We got to run. Thanks for the call so much, my friend. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, guys. We'll talk to y'all next Friday night.
Yeah. All righty, buddy. Thanks so much.
Jared Schatz.
All right, man.
Harold's a believer.
Yes, he is. Jared Schatz finally got into civilization, I assume. Boy, Jared, that was a statement tonight.
It was, guys. Yeah, I've been dodging, log trucks and looking for cell phone signal on Highway 15. But all is well now. But, yeah, guys, Starkville they're a very, very good football team. Their senior quarterback, Jalen Ruffin. Look, you remember Trey Petty and then Luke Longmire before him.
Yep.
Yeah, those guys were fantastic. He is the next in line, and he has arrived. He had a terrific night tonight, 4 touchdowns. He's just one of those kids. He can throw the football as well as those guys, but he is so quick. I mean, even when a team is very small, he makes it look huge because he flies through it so fast, and nobody can catch him. He's one of the fastest guys on their team, and he really ate our lunch tonight. But and I'll say this: they're a good football team. Their offensive line really wore us down with the run game. The highlight of the night, guys, they got the football first. We called it the fumble, thought we could, make some music with it, and we ran the football well on that opening drive, but couldn't cash in, and that was it. We ran a wildcat formation a lot of the night because our star quarterback was out. I think we're a much better football team than what we saw tonight, but we're so banged up, it's really hard to tell. It's a bad time for Germantown to be so banged up.
Well, and you've had the week off, right? The fall break week you've had off?
Yeah, the school was off this week, but they have not had a bye all season long. They'll have to wait till the end of the year before they get that after they run the gauntlet.
Well, who do you have next on the gauntlet?
So Tupelo will be coming to Germantown, and guys, we haven't had a home game in a month. We don't care if the Dallas Cowboys come to town.
Well, you got a shot if the Cowboys come to town. Wow, that is amazing. That should be, talk to me about your defense real quick.
Yeah, I mean, defensively, I think we have one of the better secondaries in the state of Mississippi. I would say our defensive line, they got pushed around tonight. I think we've got a pretty good defense on the back end, and we have our nights where we play pretty well up front and at the second level at linebacker. But I think defense is really going to have to come together and really play some good football, their best football, guys, until we can heal up on offense. We're without one of our best wide receivers, our quarterback's out, and he was in a walking boot tonight on the sideline. I don't know when we're going to get him back, and that's King White, the junior. So we are a banged-up football team. That I think the biggest thing, these guys are going to have to, one, they got to heal up. Two, they're going to have to turn the page and get this nasty taste out of their mouth from tonight and turn the page for next week.
All right, well, we'll look forward to hearing what you do over there next week. At least you'll have cell service over there. You can give us a call.
Yeah, I don't have to stand on my head and none of those log trucks. Everything will be fantastic.
Thanks, Jared. We appreciate it, my friend.
Have a good weekend, guys.
All right, you too, bud. Well, I got some scores on the other side, and we got folks on the line, Chris. So keep it right here. Friday night Under the Lights continues from Mississippi Public Broadcasting and their studios here. We appreciate them so much. We'll be back in just a moment.
If the money's yours, you should have it. That's why State Treasurer David McRae has returned a record $80 million in unclaimed money to Mississippians. And there's hundreds of millions more, maybe with your name on it. Check the list. Visit www.treasury.ms.gov and see if you have any of the unclaimed money. Each year, banks, utilities, businesses, brokers, and insurance companies turn over millions of dollars to the state because they're not sure who is entitled to the funds. Treasurer McRae has an entire unclaimed money staff waiting to take your claim and return your money. Check the list today. Treasury.ms.gov. Mississippi football families, have you thought about how you're going to tackle student loan debt? Don't do it on your own. Pass the ball to State Treasurer David McRae and his College Savings Mississippi team today. With College Savings Mississippi, you can lock in today's tuition rate, prepay college, and avoid student loan debt altogether. Don't let your finances get sacked because you didn't invest in your child's education. Visit treasury.ms.gov/college savings to learn more today.
Trusted by homeowners and businesses across the Southeast. Commercial roofing, reliable and durable solutions for your business. Residential roofing, protecting your home with quality craftsmanship. Metal walls, custom designs for a modern look. Emergency services, rapid response to protect your property.
After a recent hailstorm, I needed a total roof replacement. I chose Malone Roofing for the job. They delivered top-notch service, and my new roof looks great.
We started looking for roofers when we realized that we had leaks throughout our facilities in our district. What stood out to me about Malone Roofing was great customer service, a fine finished project, and great follow-up. I would definitely work with Malone Roofing again.
My project was a little more complicated than just needing a new roof. I decided that Malone would be who we needed to work with, that would do the best job for us. My experience working with Malone was wonderful.
Contact us today for a free inspection. Visit www.ecmalone.com or call 1-833-7-MALONE.
Welcome back to Friday Night Under the Lights, made possible tonight by Malone Roofers. They're more than just roofers. They're a part of your community, and they're also a part of making sure that the state gets to hear these scores. And speaking of that, Granny's getting in early tonight. He must be on the road tonight. Which game did you go to? Did you tell me you were going to?
I went to Petal tonight, Brandon and Petal.
Yeah, we just got done talking to Harold, and Jake's been on there. But tell me, is Brandon as good as they appear?
Yeah, Russ, they are as good as advertised. But I'm going to tell you, he said it right. Marcus Boyles is going to take take Petal to the playoffs. But that's what he does. He takes teams to the playoffs. But I may have seen the best team in the state in Brandon.
Really?
Those guys, they have everything I was looking for. They have speed everywhere. Everybody on that team can run. The receivers, the quarterback, running back, the defensive back, everybody can run. They had everything I was looking for in this Brandon.
Wouldn't you love to see the film of that Clinton-Brandon game?
Yeah, I would. I would like to know what happened to Brandon's defense that night, too.
Or either one of them's defense, for that matter.
Yeah, I mean, it was something tonight. I enjoyed watching Brandon play. They have speed everywhere. I love it.
Well, you know, Petal's got probably one of the most festive football attitudes on Friday night down. Did they have all the tents set up and everything?
Yeah, they had that, and I come in from the back way, but I tell you what about Petal, that's the cleanest stadium I've ever been to.
Yes,
that stadium looks good. It's clean.
Yes.
It looks very good. You know, that's Marcus Boyle. That's Marcus Boyle for you.
Yep.
And then, you know, I thought Petal was going to make a run at them. It was 21-3 at halftime. Then the first drive of the second half, Petal forced 21-10. I thought they were going to have a game then, but then all that speed took over.
Yeah, and
for Brandon, all that speed.
They're loaded with speed. I mean, I was talking with Jake earlier, and he earlier this month, and we went out and had some lunch, and he was telling me, you know, how quick these guys are, and if you don't gang tackle them, they're not coming down.
Yeah, that's right. But you know, the speed is what you're looking for in a good football team, and they got it everywhere.
They do. Well,
man,
where do you think you'll wind up next week?
Oh, I got me a good one picked out next week.
Who's that?
Northeast Jones and Forrest.
That is going to be a good one. That will be a good one.
I'm sure Forrest beat Union tonight. Is that right?
Let me see. George is looking for it right now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did. I don't know that. I don't remember the final off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure they did.
All
yeah,
right.
and that's going to be a good one. Northeast Jones is the most surprising team in the state. They are the biggest surprise that I've seen. And Forrest is going to be undefeated. That's going to be a great game.
Yeah, Caleb Hamill was talking to us a little bit ago. He goes, that's one of the games he's going to. I think Northeast just escaped tonight, wasn't it? It was like 34-33.
They did, but they still won the ball game, and that's what they've been looking for. They hadn't had a year like this in a while. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it should be good. I bet there was a lot of folks at your game tonight.
There was. It was real good. Both bands were good, and all that speed I saw. I mean, it was a great atmosphere. It really was.
Well, you take care going home. We'll look forward to talking to you next week, my friend.
Okay, you guys are awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. All right, you got some what do we got here, Chris? We got to get
as soon as John Weaver gets done talking to Ty, you know, I see the name up there. I see he's there, and then I go to the phone and can't get to him yet.
You got to do some counseling over there.
Oh, now he's available. Here's John Weaver.
He's with us. John Weaver. He will not have to be rocked to sleep tonight, will you, big man?
No, sir. I'm sorry. We just finished our post-game staff meeting. So, anyway.
Oh, I covered for you.
Wow, what a game.
What a game. I'm watching it probably as much as I'm watching mine. You guys were, you know, John, in the first half, it just looked like your wide receivers and your quarterback were just, you know, clicking on all cylinders. Looked like you were throwing the ball all over the place.
Yeah, well, you know, we had some things that, you know, when you game plan, you go and look at stuff. But what a game between two heavyweights.
Yep.
You know, but look, you compare that to, and I hate saying like this, but Alabama, Georgia, how it was just a back and forth. So we go up 21-0, and they storm back, outscore us 28-3 at one point, and take the lead. And I can't remember the last time we kicked 3 field goals in a game, but we did. No, it was the difference tonight, 3 field goals.
I saw the one right before the half was 39-yarder.
Yeah, we had a 38, a 39, and a 35.
Wow.
Jack Jenkins kicked all three of those.
How'd your quarterback do tonight?
Did great. He threw 4 touchdown passes. You know, the unsung hero tonight was Will Jones and DJ Watkins. Will had 4 catches for over 117. DJ had 21 carries for 139 yards on the ground. Russ for 230 as a team. Threw for another, I think 250 something, whatever. 509 total offense tonight. Which, yep, 509. Held them to 80 yards rushing, but man, it was a what do they call those things? A
slobber knocker. Yes, yeah. It looked like everybody was laying the wood out there. It was a very physical football game.
Very physical. Very physical. Man, it's just 2 good teams going at it, and man, it doesn't get any easier. We get JA, and Hartfield has prep.
Yep.
So here we go.
Here we go, and see.
Welcome to the SEC.
That's right. I think you're pretty much playing for seeding right now, anyway. You know, but you guys took a huge step tonight.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you can get that, the one, you know, we're 2-0 now in conference play.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of take out, you know, the number one for the defending champs.
Right.
1-game win streak or whatever. I mean, and you beat them, and you get that one. I mean, you got this one. Now it's to the next one.
Right.
And look at that. It's the next one, and then it's the next one, and then you're, you know, either get a bye or you're playing in that first round. So it's a grind. I'll tell you that.
Well, you picked up a big one tonight. You know, I bet the crowd was huge.
Yeah. I mean, it was atmosphere, and you would expect that. Anytime that any 4 in the Metro get together and play, it's going to be a playoff type of atmosphere. So same thing's going to happen next week when we have travel on down to Sheffield and play JA.
That's right. That's right. Prep will travel down to Hartfield. That long road trip, about 8 minutes. And
yeah, we got one right across the pond, the Ridgewood Road. So.
Well, I know you're tired, but congratulations. It was a fun game to see. And I bet it was a tough one to call.
Yeah, I'll tell you this, too. Now, look, Womack and West.
Yeah.
And I think about Halloween coming up. I know their costumes. Thing 1 and thing 2. Because they can make a defense look silly. And that's their numbers. You know, Kenzie's 1 and Womack's 2.
Yep.
I was like, look, and I'm good friends with them, you know, from coaching the Futures game. And,
right.
You know, great sportsmanship. And I was like, y'all ain't nothing but thing 1 and thing 2. Y'all know how to wreak some havoc. Just bring it.
Yep.
And they just started laughing.
And Kenzie got him a touchdown pass tonight, didn't he?
He sure did. I told him after the game, I said, that's 2 touchdown passes you found on this, every one in the Futures game on a trick play as well. So I was just messing with him. But that's the fun part about these games, and it being all Metro, the coaches know each other.
Yeah. Kids know each other. Yeah.
Yeah. And, man, it's just, you know, you're going to battle it out for 48 minutes on the gridiron, but then you know, after the game, you're going to hug, and I mean, you're going to see somebody again in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're just playing for seeding right now. So, but you'll take them when you get them, and you got a big one tonight.
Absolutely.
John, congratulations to the MRA Patriots, and we'll talk to you next week after you play JA.
Thanks, Russ.
Okay, John.
Appreciate it, man. Have a great weekend.
Okay, you too, bro. Bye-bye. All right, George, let's take a few minutes before we go to a break here and kind of catch everybody up. We got D. Moyer coming up at 11:30 because we don't have an 8-man report tonight. All of them are pretty much off. And so we took the week off with him. But D. Moyer's got a big game coming up. He's going to be talking about the fan vote for the All-Star games. A lot of stuff going on. So be here in a few minutes at 11:30. But George's got the scores update.
All right, let's give you some scores. Gaucher defeated Van Cleve 47-14. George County defeated Long Beach 48-13. It was Grenada beating Lake Cormorant 27-21. East Webster beat Hamilton 48-16. It was Bruce edging Hatley 37-35. Gave you this one earlier, but Noxubee County beat Kemper County 39-26. It was Clarksdale defeating Lafayette 34-14. Mendenhall edged Morton 32-29. Bay High over Moss Point 46-27. New Albany shut out Byhalia 48-0. Natchez won over North Pike 21-17. Northeast Jones edged Quitman 34-33. Lanier won their 7th game. They defeated Raymond tonight 14-0. Tylertown over St. Stanislaus 50-21. South Panola won for the 5th time. They shut out Saltillo 47-0. Seminary over Scott Central 16-6. It was Stone defeating Laurel 24-21. West Lauderdale over Taylorsville 49-30. West Jones beat Terry 38-21. West Tallahatchie over South Delta 52-14.
All right, we're going to take a timeout, and we'll come back with more Friday Night Under the Lights. Back in a moment.
At Mississippi Public Broadcasting, we tell local stories that matter. Educational and entertaining television, radio, news, and podcasts. We have something for everyone. So tune in and enjoy all we have to offer. Every day, MPB, your stories, our mission.
Mississippi football families, have you thought about how you're going to tackle student loan debt? Don't do it on your own. Pass the ball to State Treasurer David McRae and his College Savings Mississippi team today. With College Savings Mississippi, you can lock in today's tuition rate, prepay college, and avoid student loan debt altogether. Don't let your finances get sacked because you didn't invest in your child's education. Visit treasury.ms.gov/college savings to learn more today. 1 in 10 Mississippians has unclaimed money awaiting claim at the state treasury. There's literally hundreds of millions of dollars waiting to be united with the rightful owner. At www.treasury.ms.gov to search, you'll see your name and stake your claim by following these instructions. You'll be asked for some basic ID like a copy of your license or a government-issued ID, then hit send. Treasurer David McRae has a dedicated unclaimed money team awaiting your claim, ready to return your money. Don't wait. Look for your name and stake your claim today. www.treasury.ms.gov.
Commercial roofing, reliable and durable solutions for your business. Residential roofing, protecting your home with quality craftsmanship. Metal walls, custom designs for a modern look. Emergency services, rapid response to protect your property.
After a recent hailstorm, I needed a total roof replacement. I chose Malone Roofing for the job, and my new roof looks great.
Contact us today for a free inspection. Visit www.ecmalone.com or call 1-833-7-MALONE.
I was paying too much money in 5G, and then my son suggested that I should try cricket. It was easy to switch.
And we love easy. Yeah! Smile, you're on cricket.
I was paying too much money in 5G, and then my son suggested that I should try cricket. It was easy to switch.
And we love easy. Yeah! Smile, you're on cricket.
Cricket has free Samsung Galaxy phones. Whoa! Free phones? That's 5G. And nationwide coverage.
Pretty good deal.
Smile, you're on cricket.
Hey, Russ, you're back on.
Welcome back to the fastest 2 hours of sports radio. Friday night under the lights. Big one over at Prep tonight, homecoming. John Marcus Duncan was down on the field tonight. And looked like coming out of the gate, Bobcats came to play.
Look, Russ, it was 3-3 at the end of the first quarter, and Prep decides to wake up and scores 44 points in the second quarter. And it was 44 points in a span of about 5.5, 6 minutes. 2 pick sixes, kickoff return coming off of safety, and then Major Quinn gets loose on a 92-yard just swing pattern, and it's next thing you know, it's halftime and Prep's up, 47-10, and 47-3. Like what just happened? I've been watching Prep football a long time, but that was an explosive second quarter, and really not a whole lot of offense. It was the defense.
Yeah, defense did 3 in a row before they got going. In the second half, a lot of the second and third teamers came in and played pretty well, but the game, like you say, was decided in the first half. Parker Puckett, like you said, didn't have to do a whole lot tonight, but it threw the ball pretty well.
Yeah, he threw it pretty well. He probably had, maybe close to 200 yards in throwing the ball, but, that game just got out of control in about 5.5, 6 minutes in the second quarter, and there was nothing that PCS could have done after that. And, everybody, Prep kind of came out slow out of the gate, like you said, 3-3 at the end of the first quarter. May have kind of had a little, last week, the big win over West Jones, and then maybe looking ahead to next week, huge game next week, down the road at Hartfield, who got beat by MRA tonight. So could have been somewhat of a trap game, but everything got going for Jackson Prep in that second quarter.
Well, I would be amiss if I didn't tell the folks around the state that you were playing for a state championship in soccer on Monday.
I do appreciate that. Yeah, our girls will compete in the MAIS Division I state championship Monday night. The game is at Hartfield. We'll play Jackson Academy at 7 o'clock. So this is, I think, the 8th straight year that we played JA. Should be a good one. So asking all the Prep people to come on out Monday night.
Sounds good. Thanks for staying up with us, JM. We'll talk to you next week.
Absolutely. All right, y'all take care. Have a good night.
You too. 44 points in the second quarter.
Yeah, that's a pretty healthy pace, isn't it? That's like 88 points and a half.
Yeah.
And triple digits, obviously, for the game. But
this is the kind of game, though, you're glad that you have a 35-second 35-point running clock. Yeah.
D. Moyer.
Hey, D. Moyer joins us from Hattiesburg now. D, let's first talk about the fans' choice and voting and how all of this came about, because the fans actually get to pick a player from both sides in the Bernard Blackwell game.
Yeah, what's going on, man? How you doing, Russ?
We're doing good. There's a lot of good football going on tonight.
Yeah, Russ, there is. I'm going to answer your question. Let me just say that I watched a great game in person tonight on the sideline. I was at the Picayune versus Pascagoula game. Oh, my God.
That was a good one.
It was unbelievable. I was in shock the whole game. It was a thriller. It wasn't like you could leave at any point of the game. I mean, it all the way down to, I think it was 30. Well, no, it was like a minute and 8 seconds is when the game was probably called. But, oh, God, I just am speechless.
Well, and you know what? A great thing about Mississippi football, and you know this, is that those kind of games went on all over the state tonight. You had Northeast Jones winning, 34-33. And then you had your blowouts, of course. But, I've been calling this North-South game for Johnny for about 15 years now, Johnny Mims. And invariably, somebody would always say to me, well, so-and-so got left off this roster, could have been a difference in the game. This guy left off, could have been a difference in the game. And I believe it was you that came up with the idea of letting the fans actually vote an extra player on each team.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you put it like that, if you remember, I had a conversation with the GOAT. For people listening that don't know in the public radio world, or our folks on YouTube that don't know what the GOAT is, it's the greatest of all time.
Right.
So I had a conversation with the greatest of all time broadcaster, Russ Robinson, legendary for sure. And I said, you know, Russ, people really want some type of input in these games.
Yeah.
And let's just find a way. And so working with you, if you remember last year we had a studio-only award show where we kind of tested the idea of letting people have a voice. God almighty, did people have a voice. And so fortunate that this year we were able to move forward with it. With the executive director of the Coaches Association, Johnny, just giving us an opportunity and working together to make it happen. So, yes, this is the very first time in your legendary career as the official broadcaster of the All-Stars, the voice of Mississippi sports, that we have allowed the fans to vote who will play in that legendary Bernard Blackwell North versus South All-Star game.
And you're going to get one from each side.
One from each side. The best, well, yes, one from each side, because we're picking the two winners, Russ. So the one whoever has the most votes in the North and whoever has the most votes in the South actually wins. So whoever votes for whatever player the most in the North and whatever player in the South, those two people will play on the, will be added on the All-Star roster and will play live on television. And we're estimated to reach almost 2 million people this year.
Wow. Wow. Well, it's going to be a great game down there. And now, people can still vote up through Halloween, correct?
They can. They can go and vote, Russ. All they got to go to is gethattiesburgnews.com. That's Hattiesburgnews.com /fans poll. That's fans with the S, like multiple fans. Fanspoll.com. So it's gethattiesburgnews.com /fans polls. And Russ, there is a bonus. We didn't even talk about the bonus.
It's got to be the teams, right?
It is the teams. We have an opportunity to let the fans decide who is the best football team in Mississippi. Man, I am getting blown away just thinking about this.
That's when you think of the teams that are out there, but this gives the fans a chance to really say something about their team.
You hear me? The fans can vote, and then, Russ, there's one last thing, and I am not going to interrupt this legendary show any further, but I just have to just say that there's one more bonus.
Go.
It's the band.
That's right. That's right. The marching bands.
So people can vote not only for the football player. I'm going to go right back to that in 1 second because I thought about something you said at the press conference, which is so true. But they can also vote for the best band, high school marching band in Mississippi. They can vote for the best football team in Mississippi. Whoever wins gets $1,000, and the high school band that wins gets a chance to perform on live television at that Bernard Blackwell game. Now, I want to just quickly say that, yes, I saw...
Uh-oh.
We have lost him.
We have lost him.
Hopefully he'll call back in shortly before we go to break, but we did lose him, so.
Okay. Do we have someone on
Brandon
the phone?
Shields.
Well, let's go to Brandon Shields, then we'll come back with D.
Okay. Here's Brandon.
Hey, Brandon, how you doing tonight, son?
I'm doing all right, guys. How are y'all?
We're good. Which one did you go to tonight?
I was at Hartfield MRA.
Ooh. John Weaver called it a slobber knocker.
Yeah, it was. Slobber knocker is one way to put it. I mean, it was a heck of a ball game. That's just, it was one you're expecting. I say expecting a lot of points, and team that would catch some breaks, and make the least amount of mistakes, don't turn the ball over, wins the game, and that's what happened. MRA did just that and jumped out on them 21-0 there in the first quarter, and man, you had to thinking, man, MRA is about to handle business in Hartfield. They do what they do. They start. They have playmakers all over the place and dynamic players at that. So, and just they cut it right back. It was they took the lead, 28-24. I mean, midway through the third quarter. So, I mean,
the Hawks didn't panic, did they?
No, they didn't panic. Just had to weather the storm early, and I feel like they did. And so, and just settle down and play their game, and that's what they did. I mean, like I said, they took a 28-24 lead. I mean, with 4.5 minutes left to go in the third quarter, and then of course MRA scored on the following drive to regain the lead. He kept the lead from that point on. So it was just great game. I'm sure Weaver said it. I mean, they're likely going to see each other again.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're just playing for seedings. Hey, Brandon, thanks for calling in tonight. We got to run, but we appreciate the report, and we'll talk to you next week.
Yeah, thanks.
Got to go. Timeout. We'll take a timeout, and when we come back, we'll have the last quarter. Stay with us.
Cricket has free Samsung Galaxy phones? What?
Nationwide coverage and lightning fast 5G?
Smile. You're on Cricket.
Mississippians love football, and our high schools in South Mississippi like Gulfport, Moss Point, and Ocean Springs stay connected with their students, parents, and community by live streaming events, including football through WSN Live. WSN Live provides your school with everything you need for professional and seamless live streams that are easy for students to run. And your fans can watch online from anywhere on any device. With WSN Live, your school gets the right gear, a rock-solid network, and game-time tech support. Learn more at WSNLive.com.
See your name and file your claim. Even the smallest counties in Mississippi usually have thousands of people whose names are on the unclaimed money list at the Mississippi State Treasury. That's right. Many counties even have tens of thousands of names listed, totaling tens of millions in unclaimed dollars. Since he's been state treasurer, David McRae has returned a record $80 million to Mississippians who've searched the list, found their names, and staked their claim. About 1 in 10 Mississippians have unclaimed money, and that's why you should check www.treasury.ms.gov or click on Unclaimed Money and search today. If you see your name, file your claim. If it's your money, Treasurer David McRae will get it back to you.
People who come to Cricket, stay with Cricket.
I volunteer at a bunny rescue, and with Cricket, my bill is consistent.
Wait, this is huge! A new offer, 5G for 15. You heard it here first. 5G plans starting at $15 a month. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Hello, Mississippi.
Under the Lights, the fastest 2 hours of sports talk in the state of Mississippi every Friday night. Glad to have all of you with us tonight. We lost D. Moyer. Now we got him back, who is about to make another big announcement. And I'm assuming you're back on your cell phone. Is that correct?
I am, man. I don't have all that fancy technology like Friday nights only.
Yeah, it takes Chris's whole car to cart all this stuff around. Of course, being here at MPB doesn't hurt either. I mean, they got a lot of nice stuff here, so combination works pretty well. You were about to make another announcement.
I was, man. I wanted to say that, I don't know, Russ, what part? Did I tell them about the band? Got cut off?
Yeah, you were talking about the band and got cut off, and you said that the winning band would perform at the game.
Yeah. So, and I'm so sorry. Only us folks in Harrisburg can screw something up like this. So the fans will choose the winning band. So not only will the fans choose the two All-Stars to add to the roster to play the North versus South game, the fans will also choose the best football team and the best band, and the winner of that of the poll, so to speak, will get a chance to perform live at the Bernard Blackwell All-Star game on December the 21st down in Gulfport, Mississippi at Miller Stadium, live on television, not only with their $1,000, but with over almost 2 million people watching. And so that is going to be, that is going to just be, that, I don't even know how to explain it. That is going to be
as big as the game.
Oh God, for bands? For bands?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So let me just say, I was on the sidelines tonight at that awesome game. And I was talking to the band directors and kind of letting them know about, hey, your band needs to go out and vote. By the way, Pascagoula and Picayune have some awesome bands.
Oh, yeah.
And so Picayune, just the band director comes up and she says, hey, there's a battle between the bands. I said, trust me, I know. I played tuba. I didn't know who played football. I just wanted to make sure I could blow that horn better than anybody. So Russ, I am excited, and I want to just give big kudos again to you. And look, I know we're not where we're given credits and all that sort of stuff, but just in case I don't get this opportunity again, let me just thank you for a phenomenal job that you do in uplifting not just Mississippi sports, because it's bigger than Mississippi sports. You are shining a light with that beautiful, heavenly voice of yours on so many athletes that without this platform, many of our kids would not have an opportunity to go further than what they do in life. And so I had an opportunity, just to recap, I had an opportunity to see Silas. He's in Pascagoula. He's a state all-star. He's a quarterback. I got a chance to see Sebastian Ford at Pascagoula Russ play tonight. He's a linebacker. He's a state all-star playing on the South team. And get this, this is only his second year playing football, and he's a state all-star.
Wow.
280 pounds of an all-star. I can't wait for you to see that. And his coach, I mean, just Louis Sims talked phenomenal about everybody. Darryl Smith, let me tell you, Darryl Smith, the running back at Picayune, 5'9", 185 pounds. Coach Stockner has a monster on his hand. He single-handedly took the game over. Now, let me just say, I got 30 seconds left. Let me just say, I've never seen Lamar Jackson play in person. One of my favorite athletes of all time. This guy, Darryl Smith, is elusive. I've seen him, no exaggeration, break 7 tackles. They were grabbing him, and he just literally slipped out of their hands. And so Coach So Phil looked at me and he says, that guy is a one-of-a-lifetime player.
Yep.
So I just wanted to kind of just say, folks, you gotta just there are a few reasons you need to watch the All-Star games. One is there's some great athletes. Two, there's some great bands. And three, you don't want to miss the production from Russ Robinson. He is the epitome of sports in Mississippi. And Chris does a phenomenal job. I can't wait to work with you guys. And Chris, in my last 2 seconds, let me say, my debut on Friday Night Under the Lights had technical problems. Isn't that just awesome?
Well, you recovered nicely. Chris got you back on, and Ty took the call, so that's what it's all about. We're going to have you on several times, going forward. Love for you to come up to the show, maybe live one night, but especially want to make sure that everybody knows where to vote. And very quickly, D, go over where they need to go to vote.
Where you can go and vote for your favorite athlete anywhere in the state of Mississippi to be added on that North versus South roster for either team, for you to get your favorite band to play live on television in front of millions. And if you would like your football team to be officially recognized as the best football team by the voice of Mississippi sports, Russ Robinson himself, go now to GetHattiesburgNews.com/fans poll. Vote now. You can vote as many times as you want. Now between October the 31st, Halloween, 11:59.
He's not the best promoter in the state for nothing, folks. D. Moyer from Hattiesburg. Thank you, my friend. We'll talk to you next week.
Thank you, Russ. Y'all have a great night.
All righty. Bye-bye. Well, I tell you what, he has really got this all-star game bigger than life itself down there now. Johnny does a great job of putting this show together, and you're going to get to be able to vote somebody on the fans' choice. That's pretty, and the team and the band. And the band gets $1,000. That's could probably eat that all on the way home.
Yes.
All right, we got a few scores and we got a few minutes.
Okay, to give you some of the bigger scores of the night. Of course, MRA defeated Hartfield at home, 44-36. That certainly was a big win there. Also, moving on, MAIS scores. Jackson Prep beat PCS 56-10. It was Kirk winning their 7th game of the year. Kirk Academy defeating Oak Forest 42-35. Let's see some other games of interest. Forest defeated Union 35-6. Forest is now 7-0 on the season. Cleveland Central remained undefeated. Also, they beat Canton 14-12 tonight. Brandon defeated Pearl 45-10. It was Columbia defeating Forest County AHS 24-6. Gaucher won over Van Cleve 47-14. Brookhaven defeated Florence 32-14. Starkville shut out Germantown 42-0. It was Grenada winning for the 6th time. They beat Lake Cormorant 27-21. It was Itawamba AHS edging Amory 19-14. Let's see. Noxubee County defeated Kemper County 39-26. Clarksdale defeated Lafayette 34-19. Tupelo rallied to beat Madison Central late 28-23. Louisville won for the 6th time 38-7 over Kosciuszko. Mendenhall defeated Morton 32-29. It was Bay High over Moss Point 46-27. And let's see if I can give you one more big score.
Tupelo won.
Tupelo beat Madison Central. I mentioned that a minute ago. Tylertown beat St. Stanislaus 50-21. And West Jones won over Terry 38-21.
I want to thank everybody that participated tonight. Glad everyone was able to listen or watch the show, and made possible by the State Treasurer of Mississippi, also Cricket Wireless and Malone Roofers. We had a great time. Hope you have a great weekend. We'll be back here next Friday night for another edition of Friday Night Under the Lights.